Jump into the car on a Friday night, I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town, I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't have a plan and the night is young, it doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like, you look so beautiful. And I'm so lucky to be yours.
Hey guys, it's Kristi. Welcome back to my channel. We're in the exercise room today and I'm so excited because my goal today is to finally turn this into a usable space. Up until now, this has been a dumping ground. You can see all the stuff here. So this has been the spot where we put all the extra boxes that we hadn't unpacked yet when we moved in. They came into this room. I've unpacked everything. It's been a while now, but then I've still left the room junked up with things that I've unpacked that I just didn't know where to put in the moment. So I just left them in here. And then also other things that I've come and brought in here because at the moment I didn't know what to do with them. Well, today is the day where we're taking care of all of this stuff. And I'm hoping that this will motivate you. If you have a space in your house that's the same way, that's cluttered, or you just have some things that you've been putting off taking care of, that you will join me and get it done today. So there's things I want to do in this room that are not going to get done today, but by time I finish today, this will be a usable exercise room. We really want to turn this into a space where we can come. I want to get back to using my rowing machine. I like to do yoga. I have a hip injury, so I've had to put that on hold for a little while, but I'm at a point where I'm getting ready that I think I can start doing a few little things with that. And we just want a space where we can come in and have some time to ourselves and just relax and exercise in this room. So that's what I want this space to be. And I'm looking forward to getting that done. And hopefully it's gonna motivate you to get something done in your house too. I'd like to thank NewAir for sponsoring today's video. When they offered to send me their 46 can mini fridge, I knew that it was gonna be the perfect thing for the exercise room. I love the idea of having a refrigerator in this room, and because this one is so small and compact, it's just perfect for this space. I'm gonna be telling you all about this fridge later in the video. Here's an overview of the room. You can see all of the stuff that I have that I need to get put away, or some of it I'm gonna be donating, so I just need to take care of all of that. This is a mat that is gonna go on the floor, so I ordered that from Amazon and just put it in here. All of my pillows that I need to take out of the pillow covers, put away. Some bags back here that have some things in it from Pottery Barn and Target. So this was some Christmas stuff that I have here, just some vase filler and a few other things that I had gotten at Pottery Barn. This is actually fall stuff that I didn't use this year, so I need to put that away with my fall stuff. Empty bags. My weights, I am gonna have a shelf that I put my weights on that we're gonna be putting together and put in here. This box just is empty and it needs to go from when I was unpacking. So my first goal is gonna be to empty out the room, and then I'm gonna clean the floor really well, and then we'll start bringing stuff back into the room and get it all set up.
Hey, I'm looking for a couch to crash on. Until night shouldn't be the night I go home with anyone. I've been out walking on a rougher patch now.
I knew that in order to get this room into shape, the first thing I needed to do was completely clear it out. So I ended up taking everything out of the room except for the rowing machine. As I took things out, I would take it to either the kitchen and I just piled things on the island in the kitchen, or I would take it out to the garage if it belonged in there. I have a donation box in the garage that I've already started, so I took some things out and just put them immediately into that. I also took some things and just put them in whatever room or space where it was going to go. And some of the things I still knew that I was going to need to go through it later. I didn't film what I ended up doing with all of the stuff, but everything did end up getting put away later that evening once I was done clearing out the room and getting everything set up. We still had a few things to do the next day to get the room set up completely, but that night I wanted all of that clutter put in its place. I started out in this place where you're seeing all of this glassware that I had. So a lot of that ended up going to our bar area. That was from our snack area that we had upstairs in our last house. I didn't want to get rid of a lot of that stuff, but I did end up purging a few of the mugs and a couple things. Not our LSU mugs, but the green mugs I ended up purging. And then I also had my Roomba right there. I had found my Roomba in a box that had never been unpacked at our last house, and I hadn't seen that Roomba in like 2 houses. So I finally found it, and I was really excited to find the Roomba, but I ended up having to unplug it one day for something and put it in here, and I never plugged it back in. So I'm gonna get my Roomba up and working again. Let me know in the comments, do you have a Roomba? And if you do you love yours as much as I love mine? I think it's the best thing ever. I don't know why I haven't been using it more, but I guarantee you it's getting put into use now. A few of the things I had in here were just trash. I had a trash bag where I'd already been collecting trash as I unpack things, and that's just been sitting in this room for months. And then I also had some empty shopping bags. So some of it was just easy things that I just needed to throw away or take to recycling and that type of thing. But I have to tell you, as I was doing this, I had such a feeling of euphoria because I knew that I was cleansing this room. I'm just so excited to finally be cleaning it up and getting it into the shape so we can use it as our exercise room, which is what we always intended to use it for. I am so looking forward to having this space, especially now with COVID, where we haven't been going to the gyms. I had my hip injury over a year ago now, and I really haven't been to the gym since that. But I am ready to start getting back into some of the things that I used to do. If you haven't been around my channel from the very beginning, you may not know, but I used to be very into powerlifting, and unfortunately because of my injury, I have not been able to do that in a while, and I'm not sure if I'll ever get back to doing that, but I do want to get back to lifting weights. I have this Concept 2 rowing machine. I've had it for a while now, and I absolutely love this particular rowing machine. It's the one that we used to have in my gym that I started going to several years ago in Alaska, and I wanted to get one to have at home because I just enjoy doing it so much. So it's been a while since I've done any of this stuff. Even yoga, I was doing a lot at the beginning of March, and after we moved here in the kind of the beginning of COVID, I was doing yoga a lot. If you follow me on Instagram, you would see that in my stories. But then my hip injury, I re-aggravated it, and it got to where I can't even do much yoga right now. But like I said, I think it's finally starting to get somewhat better to where I want to get back into doing that. And what we really want with this space is to be a place where we can come. I just want to be able to take a little bit of time in the mornings, even if it's only 10 or 15 minutes, just to get my blood flowing and get those endorphins pumping for me. I think it's gonna help my mood. Now that we're back in lockdown, I just feel like I need this. We're coming up on the end of the year and starting out a new year. I have goals for my fitness, and I truly like to set goals for fitness because those are things I can measure really well. And the scale, there's a lot of things that go on with your weight and whether or not you're actually losing weight. And my goal these last few years when I was in the gym, my goal was always about improving my physical fitness, not just worrying about what the scale said. And while I do want to lose weight, I don't want that to be the end all be all. I found that I stayed a lot more motivated with my workouts and going to the gym and just keeping up with it when I focused more on how many push-ups I could do or how much weight I could lift for a particular exercise and things like that, like how fast I can row. So one of my goals was always like to get under 2 minutes for a 500-meter row. And I got really close, but I never got under 2 minutes. So those are the types of goals that I like to make. I'm just really excited to get this room set up and have this space where I can come and start tackling some of those goals again. I want to get back to gaining some of the strength that I've lost because I haven't done it in about a year. And I think it's something that I have now to look forward to. And I think that's part of what excites me. So I hope this will encourage you too, whether it's exercise or just getting organized, because that's part of it for me too, is I'm just ready to take care of the chaos that has been in this area of my house. All of these rooms down on this end of my house since we moved in have just been a disaster area. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know that, but I'm ready to take care and take control of all of these areas of my life. I have to admit, like through COVID and a little bit of it, I have had some, kind of mild depression on and off, and I think we all have. And I just haven't been motivated to get this stuff done, and I am now. And I'm so excited to bring y'all along with me and show you how this room turns out. But also, I'm hopeful that you're gonna be motivated to start also taking a little control, little bite-sized pieces out of some areas of your life where you just need to gain back control if you've lost it like I have. As I was clearing out the room, that process was a little bit overwhelming because there was so much stuff, and I was just like throwing things in the kitchen and knew I had to put them away and all of that. But it also felt so good because a lot of times with me, I get overwhelmed at things like this, and it makes me not do it, which is why a while back I started my Calm the Clutter series, and I do have some more episodes of that coming up. I'm gonna continue that series into next year. I didn't classify this as a Calm the Clutter video because for those, it's more about those little short, 10, 15, 20-minute little organizing jobs that you can do, whether you're decluttering or organizing or a combination. So this was going to be a much bigger task, and I knew that. So that's why I didn't call it Calm the Clutter, but that's what it feels like. All this clutter, it really does get to me. And whether the clutter is in a whole room like this, or whether it's just in a drawer or the closet or wherever it is really not good for my mind. So as I was clearing this off, while there was a part of me that felt a little bit overwhelmed, I also felt really good because I knew I was conquering this, and I knew we were gonna get things back in order, and it just felt so good. And by the time we got done and we have the room set up, it just feels amazing to walk in that room and know at this point that it's ready to go. And I'm looking forward to showing you all of that a little bit later in the video. Another thing I just want to point out too is I have this tendency to wait until I think things can be perfect to get it done. So for example, with this room, part of the reason I was putting it off was because I wanted to do something on this back wall, and I wanted to make sure I had like all of the right artwork and everything. And I just realized that it's taken me forever to figure all that out, and I'm not sure when I will get to do that. And Whitney's been busy, so when would we ever have time right now to even do something on the back wall? And instead of waiting, I just needed to go ahead and take care of the room and get it done. So I would encourage you that if you have that tendency to wait for things to be perfect to tackle projects like this, go ahead and just do it, knowing that it won't be perfect now, but it will become what you want over time, and you can keep working on it in bits and pieces, and that way it'll clear your mind in the meantime.
Look, there's a bruise right here, one or a few on there. Man, did you see me though? 'Cause the short foot on the show.
Originally, I was planning to take the pillows out of the pillow covers and maybe get rid of some of the pillows and then just store the pillow covers separately. But then I decided that I wasn't going to do that, and I was just going to go ahead and keep them intact. But I wasn't sure how to store them. I always struggle with how to store my pillows So I finally figured out that I could put them in garbage bags. So that's what I did. I only had 2 of the big black yard bags, which are great because they hold more. But when I ended up using my kitchen bags that are the white ones, I actually kind of like them a little bit better. They're smaller, so I could only put a couple pillows in each one. But I liked that they're sort of see-through, so I can actually kind of see through the material to see what pillows I have in it. So the black ones I knew I was going to end up needing to label. And what I ended up doing with those was just taking them out to the garage. We had room on a top shelf in the garage, so I ended up putting them up there. The last thing to move out of the room so that I could give it a good vacuum was the little side table that we had in there. And so Whitney ended up helping me move that out so we could get it done quickly. And then it was time to just give the space a good vacuum. And then we get to do the fun part where we start bringing in all of the things and getting the room set up.
Those crazy little things we all kind of dream about. A good thing we are running out of sunlight. It's not necessary for these guys to know all about. Look, there's a bruise right here, one or a few on there. Man, did you see me though? 'Cause I sure put on the show. I'm dancing on the tables and I must say I got a taste for flipping out. I'm glancing at the haters and I know they wish they did the shit I did tonight. You wanna break some things, alright. All of the cups are out of sight. You wanna drink.
Because the room is carpet, we wanted to have a nice spot for us to be able to do some weightlifting, and then if I wanted to jump rope or something like that. I can't really do that right now with my hip, but hopefully one day soon it'll get better and I can get back to doing a little bit of jump roping. So we needed a flat surface. So I found this mat on Amazon. I believe the one I got is an 8x10. It's either 8x10 or 8x12, something like that. So I will link that for you down in the description box below. We took it out the box and opened it up, and then it was all curled up because it had been rolled up. I ended up using my weights to hold down the end, and I left them overnight so that it would have plenty of time to open up the mat and kind of flatten everything out. The next project we had, or I should say Whitney had, was to put together the weight rack that I bought. So I found this rack where I can put the weights on it and get them up off of the floor, which is always a plus. I think it just makes a room look so much bigger when you don't have stuff all over the floor. So I was excited to find this on Amazon too, and I'll link everything for you down in the description box below. So it took Whitney a little while to put this together, but it really wasn't hard at all. And then a couple times I had to come in and help him with this just to hold things tight and everything. I love this rack when I saw it because it has the 3 different bars. The top rack is for your kettlebells, and since I use a lot of kettlebells, I love the fact that we had a rack just for that. And then the 2 bottom racks are supposed to be for traditional weights, but you'll see that we also put some kettlebells on the bottom. Each one of the racks can hold up to 200 pounds worth of weight. So I feel like it's a very sturdy rack. When we put the kettlebells on it, it just feels very solid and sturdy. It also comes with some side pieces where if you had barbells and you had plates that go on the barbells, it holds the plates. But we ended up not putting those on it because it would just take up more space, and we don't have any plates for barbells right now because we don't have a barbell. I would actually love to have one, but I feel like our space is very small in that room, so I don't know that I feel like I have room for it. But if I really get back into doing my weightlifting and everything, I may break down and get a barbell because I really miss being able to do my deadlifts. I'm also thinking that at some point we might end up getting a bench or maybe just a little step bench, so that way we can use that for some weightlifting. And then also I do like to do step ups and stuff like that sometimes too. So we'll see. We will definitely be adding to the room in the future, but for now this is what we have. Once the weight rack was set up, we brought in our little side table, and then it was time to bring in my NewAir refrigerator. I'm so excited to have this in the room. So Whitney brought it in, and at first we were thinking we would try it on top of the little end table just because it would make it more of a height where it'd be easier to get in and out of rather than having it on the floor. But we really didn't like it there, so we ended up putting it on the floor. But that's one thing I love about this little refrigerator is that it's so compact and lightweight that it's easy to just move around. And I'm still gonna look for something that might be able to lift it up a little bit, but for now we're just putting it on the floor, and then eventually I'll see if I can't get something to raise it up just a little bit to make it a little bit easier to get in and out of.
Did you see me though? 'Cause I sure put on a show. I'm dancing on the table.
We ended up moving everything around quite a bit, just trying to figure out the best configuration for the room and how we wanted everything so that we would have easy access to the weights, but it also looked good. So we were just trying to work with what we had and make it the best it could be. So that took us quite a while. And then after we finally got that all figured out, it was time to go ahead and stock the refrigerator. And I was so excited to bring in the waters. I love having waters in the room. I drink a ton, and especially when I'm exercising, I just drink constantly. So being able to have cold waters in the room is just amazing. So I'm so grateful to NewAir for sending me their mini fridge, which is perfect for this space, and I couldn't wait to get it stocked up. I'm a huge fan of the NewAir products. This is now the third NewAir refrigerator that we've had. We had one of their wine refrigerators in our last house. If you saw my recent backyard reveal video, then you know that we have their 160 can refrigerator out on our patio, and we have absolutely been loving that one. This mini fridge is actually a beer fridge, and even though I'm not using it as a beer fridge, it has some special features because it's a beer fridge that I do really love. The cool thing about this 46 can freestanding mini beer fridge is that it is a froster. So if you do want to keep beer in it, it gets really cold. This refrigerator will chill down to 23 degrees. So I love that about it, because even though I don't want to keep beer in it because I'm putting it in the exercise room and that's not where I'm going to be drinking beer, I still like to have my drinks really cold. I don't want my drinks to freeze, but I do want them to be really cold, because when I get done working out, I'm hot and sweaty, and I'm gonna want something really nice and refreshing. So I'll keep this at about 33 degrees, and it's gonna be the perfect refreshment when I'm done with my exercising. This fridge is perfect for spaces like an exercise room or a man cave, or if you wanted a little refrigerator in a bedroom or home office, and you just need to keep a few things in it. This is the perfect thing. And I also love that it's so lightweight and easy to move. So if we want to move it into the guest room when we have company, it's going to be so easy to be able to do that. So they'd be able to have drinks right there in their room, all chilled and ready for them to enjoy. I have a discount code for this mini beer fridge, so I'm going to leave the link and the discount code down in the description box below. The room is coming together great. The last thing was just to put a few things on the wall, and since I haven't bought anything specific for the walls in this room yet, we decided this would be the perfect space to use some of the artwork that we collected when we lived in Alaska. We love all of these things, so we just put a few of these on the walls, and I will definitely be adding things. And like I said, this room is not complete by any means, but it will be a work in progress, and we'll keep working on it. But just having these few things on the walls makes it feel so nice to come into where it's going to be a place for us to exercise, but also a place for us just to relax and enjoy the space while we're in there.
Come a little closer. I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you
I ended up getting something to put in place of the little table that I have under the TV, but for now it's working great for the storage that I needed. And I also like that it covers up the outlets in the back because I don't like seeing that. So this is perfect for my jump ropes. I went ahead and put my jump ropes and some resistance bands that I have along with the remote control for the TV in the top drawer. That way I have easy access to those things. And then in the middle drawer, I had a few leftover waters. So I had some drawer organizers that I put in there and then just placed the leftover waters. And in the bottom drawer, I put the rest of the pieces that go with the weight rack that we bought that we don't currently have on the weight rack. So that way they're right there in case we want to put them on at some point in the future.
I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before.
Whitney and I are both so excited to have this room set up to where we can use it now. I cannot wait to get in here and start exercising. If you're looking for a little bit of fitness motivation, follow me on Instagram because I'm sure I'm gonna be posting some things. I'll be showing you what I'm doing on my rowing machine. And remember, I'm gonna have everything linked for you in the description box below. I'm gonna have all of the equipment that I bought, the NewAir refrigerator, and also my rowing machine. I'll try to find that for you and link it as well. So check out the description box for all of those things. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and turn on your bell notifications so you won't miss any of my Christmas videos. They're coming up soon. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.